DollFace, it's Kat here, and I am doing this beautiful moon elf look for you guys today. I love the moon and I love elves, so I thought I'd combine them together for my NYX Face Awards entry for 2017. So if you'd like to see how I got this look, please keep watching. It isn't an elf look without some cute little pointed ears, so I am taking some molding clay and I'm just sculpting it out into an elf ear shape. And then I'm going to hold it up to my own ear, and I just want to make sure that is the right size and will be the right width, and I'll be able to stick my ear through the hole that we're going to create. Then I'm going to sandwich it between two rolls of clay, and I'm just going to take my liquid latex and I'm just going to start dabbing that all over the ear. I just want it to be nice and smooth, and I want to make sure that I cover every inch of it, and I did about 2 or 3 layers of this to get that perfect thickness for my ear. Then, to gently remove it, I am making sure that I cover it completely with some translucent powder so it doesn't stick, and I'm just going to carefully peel it back, making sure that it does not stick together and that it's all one piece. You want to be very careful with this step because you do not want to tear your ear. To make sure the ear stuck up, I stuck it in some cotton balls, and then I started to apply it to the ear. I made sure I put some plastic around the hair because I wanted to make sure I did not get any liquid latex in the hair. Be very careful during this. So you're just going to apply a thin layer to your top of your ear and to the inside of the elf earpiece, and you're just going to apply that to the ear. Then you're going to coat some more liquid latex and then apply some tissue paper, and then you're going to layer up some more liquid latex and then another piece of tissue paper, and repeat that step again so it's nice and blended into your ear and it looks like one cohesive ear. To give myself more room to play with my eyeshadow, I'm just blocking out my eyebrows. I'm just covering them up with a glue stick and then setting it with some powder. I'm not really worrying about covering concealer because I'm just going to paint it blue anyway, and then I'm wiping off that excess powder so I have a nice clean canvas. Now, one last thing before we get to painting, I decided it'd be super cool that instead of just simply wearing a circlet, that the circlet was embedded into her skin. So I'm actually using liquid latex and a needle tip dropper to create this effect. I'm piping on a moon just in the center of my forehead, kind of like you'd be icing a cake, and I'm just really making sure it's nice and thick. Then I'm going to go in and start doing some cute little squiggly lines just to make that little circlet looking appeal. And I just want to do a couple of those. There's really no certain thing. You just want to make sure that it looks the same on both sides. Keep adding different shapes to it and just make it as perfect as you want. You can move any type of shapes or center. Since I'm doing a moon elf, I put a little crescent moon in the center, but you could do whatever you wanted. Moon elves are known for having very pale or blue skin, so I'm going in with this very light baby blue face paint, and I'm just applying this all over my face using a brush. I'm making sure I cover every single piece, making sure I get all of my face, getting into those prosthetics, getting my ears, all through my chest, down my neck. You want to be completely covered because this is your skin tone. I decided though not to make it like super opaque because I really love the look of the fleshy tones coming from underneath. I thought it kind of made it look a little bit more realistic, like it was my... I'm going in with a white paint underneath my eyes, on my forehead, my chin, and the tip of my nose, just to add some highlighting to the face and just give myself some more definition so I'm not just a big blue blob. I really love the effect that this has. And then I'm setting my entire face using a white powder just to pastelize myself even more because I really want a nice light base for this. Now, since my eyes aren't upturned and angled like an elf's eyes are, I'm going in with a white liner into the inner corner, and I'm just drawing underneath my lash line and extending my eye out, pointing down. I'm not bringing this all the way down my lower lash line because I want to make sure that it's just down below, looking like that's longer and the other one is up higher, just to give that illusion. And then I'm setting it with a white powder. To give some definition under the eye, I'm going in with a very dark blue eyeshadow, and I'm just running this underneath where we put that white, just to make sure it's really standing out against that blue skin, and then I'm blending it out. Then I'm taking that same blue eyeshadow and I'm making myself a new crease that also is going to help us make that effect that our eyes are slanted up. And I'm running this throughout the crease, and I'm just going to bring this all the way up and slant it upwards, kind of like a cat eye in the crease, if that makes any sense. And I'm really extending that up, and then I'm bringing the inner corner down. Still using that same blue shadow, I'm going underneath the lash line, and I'm just extending a cat eye down there and connecting it to the lower lash line that we had already created, just for more illusion. Then I'm going in with a navy blue eyeshadow, and I'm just running this throughout that new crease we created, really smoking it out. and I'm just blending and blending and blending, making sure that it's nice and smoky. Then I'm going over that with a cobalt blue eyeshadow just to add a little bit more color to it and more definition, and I'm just blending that outwards. Then I'm going in with a brighter blue eyeshadow, and I'm starting running this throughout where my brow bone is just to add even more color, and I'm just also going to be blending that more into where my brow bone and my nose meet to really deepen that and just to add a little bit more dimension to the whole look on top of it, like that is where my eyeshadow actually is and not on top of my eye. Going back in with that cobalt shadow, I'm just smoking that throughout the lower lash line, really blending it out and connecting it to that corner piece that I did. And then I'm going to take that blue color from before and just run that underneath as well. So I added that cobalt blue and the bright blue. Then I'm going in with a shadow that is the same color as our skin tone but shimmery. And I'm just applying this all over the lid just to add that little color underneath between the two. And I'm also going to be wetting this just to intensify that sparkle. Now I'm taking a pencil liner that is navy blue, and I'm just lining my upper lash line and also tight lining it, and I'm just going to bring this all the way down to where the corner of my eye meets the white and all the way to that cat eye, just to blend in the eye even more to give that dimension again. And then I'm just taking a pencil liner brush and I'm just smudging that out just so it's not super clean and it's blended out and a little hazy. Now I'm taking 3 rhinestones and I am just placing those underneath the eye with a space in between each one, and I'm putting that below on my new lower lash line, not my original one, the new one that I created just to keep opening up those eyes to look bigger. And then between each of those rhinestones, I am taking individual lashes and I'm gluing them on my new lower lash line, and this will even add to that effect that my eyes are bigger and that there are lashes down there. I don't know what it is, but something about doing extreme looks makes me always want to have drag lashes, so I'm throwing on the biggest pair of lashes that I own just to add a little bit more intensity to the eyes. And then I'm taking those lashes and I'm upturning them so they're not actually completely on the lash line, but they're pointed up. That even adds more effect that your eyes are bigger, and then I'm making sure they line up into the front. And as I was looking at my eyes, I wanted to add a little bit more intensity to the top above my crease, so I'm going back in with that bright blue shadow that we did before, and I'm just packing on even more of it to make it a little bit more vibrant. Now we're going to add on some brows with using a dark blue gel liner. I'm just using very stroke fast wispy motions to create very angular upward turned eyebrows that are short. This is kind of how I imagine e.l.f. eyebrows to be, but you could draw on your eyebrows different ways if you wanted to. This is just what I wanted to do, so I did short natural strokes to make it look like they were real even though they're just painted on. Now we come into the fun that is contouring. We are doing quite a bit of different layers for this. I'm first taking a light periwinkle shade and I'm running it through in an S shape throughout my cheekbones, down throughout the contours of it to where my mouth is, because I really want an angular, skinnier face. I always imagine elves to have super long faces, kind of like Maleficent's, so we're going for her contour. And I'm just going in and then I'm taking a deeper periwinkle shadow and I'm just applying that even more just to deepen up the crease and add more dimension, making sure to blend it out as I'm going through. These cheekbones have to be high and have to be intense because you are a moon elf goddess. Then I'm going to be taking that same dark blue eyeshadow and I'm just running this throughout my jawline to really sharpen it and make it even more pointed. I really want a very angular face for her, so I'm really making sure I sharpen up that jawline and just really exaggerate it. I'm also going to be running this throughout the contours of my neck and through my shoulders, because you don't want your body to also lose that dimension that you're creating. You want to make sure that everything is cohesive. So you can run this through your collarbones and just add shadows to wherever you would normally have them on your body. To intensify that contour on your face even more, I'm going in with a purpley blue shadow and I'm running that throughout the upper part of the contour, just adding more dimension. Then with a mixture of the purple and the blue, I'm running this shadow underneath my lower lip to make it look a little bit more plumper on the bottom, and I'm also going to apply this into the Cupid's bow to add some more dimension into that. Running those same shadows, I'm going to start contouring the nose. I'm making my nose look even longer and thinner than it is. I have a little short button nose, and I really wanted the effect that I had a very long, elegant nose that was very thin like an elf would have. And I'm just making sure that it's nice and blended on the sides, and then I'm rounding it out in the center just to give that little buttony effect that you see in the cute little photos of elf drawings. Now comes my favorite part of this whole look, the highlight. I am taking a duochrome blue highlighter, and I'm running this throughout the long part of my nose and the tip of my nose. And then I'm applying lots and lots and lots of layers of this to my cheeks, to my forehead, my Cupid's bow, my chin, even more, my nose. I really want the skin to look like it's just glowing from the moon, and I want the most glowy skin I can get. And then to add even more blinding effect to this and just really make sure that you have that opalescent moon glow on your skin, I am taking a green shifty tinted eyeshadow. This is Glass Slipper by NYX, and I'm just applying this everywhere on my face just to make sure my skin is ultra glowy. Now I have this problem that almost every body painting look always looks good with some white freckles, and even especially elf and fantasy looks. So I'm taking NYX's white liquid liner, and I'm just applying small dots all over my cheeks and throughout my nose, and I'm being very fast and sporadic with my motions. You do not want to make sure there's any pattern or anything because you want these to be little cute freckles on your face. For lips, I am taking a very deep blue lipstick, and I'm applying this all over my lips in a very thin motion. I want a little thin, plump mouth. I just feel like they would have a very delicate little mouth. Once the entire lip is covered, I'm taking that blue highlighter we used before, and I'm just pressing it onto center just to add a glowy effect to your lips, because you can't help but glow everywhere from that moon. And now to finish off this look, we're going back to our circlet, and I'm just painting the little moon in the center with a white paint, and I'm making sure I make this very clean and that I cover the entire moon. And then sadly this didn't show up as well on camera as it did in person, but I'm taking multicolors of duochrome highlighters, and I'm applying this all over the moon, so I have pinks and greens and blues and purples just to give it a very opalescent effect. Then with a silver liquid liner, I am just lining out the cute little swirl designs that we made, like a circlet would have. So my circlet, I would imagine, would be silver on a moon elf, so I'm just making sure I cover all of that. And you just want to be extra careful because you do not want to get this anywhere else, just on the lines that you had created. And to give the appearance that it is really raised from your skin, I'm going in with that contouring shade we used before, and I'm just running this below underneath where the crown lies on your head, just to add some more dimension and to make it look uplifted off the skin. And that is the completed look. I had so much fun creating this for you. I was just so inspired and didn't want to stop. I was at this all night making this for you. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because that would just be so lovely. And if there's any other videos you'd like to see me do, please comment down below with them. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Stay lovely. Bye!